Hey, I think everyone that watches my channel knows that promotion is not my big thing. I'm not very good at promoting my own stuff. It's not because I'm modest, it's because I'm lazy and forgetful. But there is something I definitely want to promote this week. And I want to have a little special event, kind of. Before I go into it, I want to apologize if you hear noise in the background up above me or out there. My mother and stepfather and sister are visiting us, and they're staying in the apartment above the garage here above my studio. And for some reason, my mother has been blasting old reruns of CSI at full volume for like the last 12 days. It's an old lady thing. I don't pretend to understand it, but it's something that they obviously need to do to survive. But that being said, I want to let everyone know that tomorrow night, I usually do a live chat on Thursday nights. Sometimes it's a podcast, and other times it's just me answering questions. It alternates. Well, tomorrow is just going to be me answering questions, but I want to do something a little different because there are a lot of gun channels out there. To kind of segue here to what I'm doing. There's a lot of gun channels. There's not nearly as many as there used to be. We're an endangered species. But because there's a lot of them out there, some channels get ignored. People tend to gravitate towards channels that blow shit up or have, folksy demeanor or melt shit or have a lot of money to spend on high budget videos or have sponsors. And because of that, people that actually do a lot of work for the Second Amendment get ignored. People that actually provide services to the gun community get ignored. And tomorrow night, instead of just doing my regular chat, for those of you that have come to my chats before, I usually don't promote them too much because I like it when there's like 500 or 600 people in there, which if I don't promote it, I get like 5 or 6. When I promote it, I get 1,000 plus. It gets a little busy. But this one I do want to be busy because I want to do a fundraiser tomorrow for gunchannels.com. I usually take super chat questions during that time, and we donate that to an animal charity or sometimes a veterans charity, etc. every month. But tomorrow I want to do one exclusively for gunchannels.com. If you're not familiar with gunchannels.com, go there right now and join. It is an online resource for the gun community. It's live chats, it's live shows, it's old episodes of shows. It's a lobby where you can go in and just talk to everyone else on gun chats that happens to be online at that time. It's a very inclusive place. If you've never been on a chat before and you want to be on one, go in there and start talking in the live chats and say, hey, I want to come into one of the video chats, and you'll be on one. It's how I got started doing it. There's two people I credit for me being where I am right now that I highly credit, and that's Never Enough Ammo and Gun Websites. Never Enough Ammo because, he was one of the people who brought me into YouTube. And Gun Websites because if it wasn't for Gun Websites and Never Enough Ammo and their chats, I would have never been doing live chats. I would have definitely never been doing question and answer sessions. So, wouldn't have the resources or the knowledge to do them. But they've been doing them for a long time, and now I'm doing them because of them. So some people might be mad at them for that. But Gun Channels is a place where, like I said, we can all come together. It's like the modern social media version of the gun shop watering hole where everyone can get together, talk, share information, strategize, whatever. And Gun Websites funds this. Basically, he's a one-man show. He doesn't, this isn't making him rich. This is something that costs him money out of his pocket every month to maintain this platform for us. And he also does other things. He's the kind of channel that is not big and is not flashy and doesn't make high production videos. But when he decides, hey, gun shops are underrepresented on social media, underrepresented on Yelp, things like that, he gets in his van, spends a week of his own time going around to gun shops all over the place and making sure they have a presence on Yelp and other retail online platforms. He does stuff like that because he believes in the importance of the Second Amendment. He believes in the importance of gun shops being part of our culture, because if they're not, guns are going to go away eventually. And we've all seen that starting to happen. I'm not going to try to be like, oh, everything's negative in the gun world, because it's not. But the reason it's not is because we maintained a certain presence. And people like Gun Websites help that happen. So tomorrow, instead of doing my live chat at 7, which I always do it at 7 on Thursdays, at 7 p.m. on the West Coast, I'm going to start it at 6. 6 p.m. on the West Coast. That will be 9 p.m. on the East Coast. And if you're in between there somewhere, figure it out. But we're going to do a live chat where I donate all the super chat money to gunchannels.com to keep that on the air, because I would desperately hate to see gun channels go away. And it's in danger of that right now. So, going to do all the super chats will be directly go to gunchannels.com. I'm also going to try to promote people to go over and be a Patreon. Okay, that's someone flushing the toilet upstairs. Go over and be a Patreon supporter of gunchannels.com through supporting gun websites. Probably going to announce a patch tomorrow, a channel patch for my channel that I haven't done another one since I did the first one a few years ago, because it's so much freaking work. But we're going to do a special one that the proceeds go to gunchannels.com. We're going to work that out eventually. But I just want to have everyone show up. Usually, like I said, I like to keep it between 500 and 600 people, because that way it's more one-on-one, or 1 on 500. But tomorrow I want as many people there as possible. I want them to come ready to spend $1 or $2. If you've got a high-speed internet connection and a computer, you could probably spare $1 or $2. So show up. If you're not a member of gunchannels.com, go join them. Show up for the chat tomorrow. Let's try to raise some money to keep them on the air. Like I say, I don't ask you all for much. I figure having you have to watch me and hear me is bad enough. So I don't come on here a lot of time and beg for much, but I'll beg for this. Show up for the chat tomorrow. Help me raise some money for gunchannels.com. Help me get a patch ready to sell. Maybe become a patron supporter of gunchannels.com, all that stuff. But the important thing is just be there tomorrow at 6 p.m. on the East Coast, 9 p.m. on the West Coast. No, wait, I did that wrong. It's 6 p.m. on the West Coast, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. That way I said it isn't possible. So show up tomorrow. You just got to go to my channel, go to videos on my channel, go to my YouTube channel, and then click the link up that says videos. And then you'll see right there, you'll see the one that says live now. Just click on that. And I'll also post it on Facebook. I'll post it on Twitter. I'll post it on Patreon, a link to it. And I'll do another video tomorrow reminding everyone to show up tomorrow night. So until then, I hope to see you tomorrow. But for now, I'll just say I'll see you later.